Injured in an accident? When the odds are stacked against you, level the playing field. For more than 40 years, Michael Flynn and the Win with Flynn team has stood up for injury victims across Northwest Georgia. Michael Flynn fights to get you the compensation you deserve, like a recent $100,000 settlement for a woman with a concussion in a rear-end collision and $2 million for a man seriously injured by a logging truck. Win with Flynn. Serious injury, significant results. Visit winwithflynn.com or call 77-WIN-FLYNN.
This is Dana Jones-Wynn. As we celebrate 75 years of serving families, I came across an old photograph from my birthday in 1956, taken right here at our funeral home with funeral coaches in the background, because it was a part of our everyday life, and it still is. Funeral service isn't what we do, it is who we are. Isn't it nice to know some things never change? We remain, as always, a family serving families since 1950.
National headlines and the local stories you care about. WLBB, Carrollton, News Talk, 1330, FM 106.3.
And good morning. My goodness, that is so strange. The mic's very hot. Let me fix that real quick. Good morning and welcome to the Community Voice. I am your host, Josh Engel. Today is Friday, May 29th, and I'm very, very pleased to have Crystal Williamson in the studio with us today. She is an influencer with over 1 million followers, very well known on and well established since 2020. It's really just exploded. You may have seen, you most likely actually, algorithmically, if that's a word, you probably come across her content on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. You might have seen her tremendous podcast, Unpolished, with Crystal, and so much more. But there's honestly too much to throw out in terms of an introduction, because just talking in the lobby when we were chilling before the show, we started talking. I mean, you know, Crystal has authored some children's books, has had a bunch of community efforts to help those in need. So, I mean, we'll just start at the beginning. Crystal, good morning.
Good morning.
Here, let me get your mic up. Let's try that again. Good morning.
Good morning.
There we go. Sorry about
here.
that. The levels weren't up. Crystal, if you could, tell us about you. Tell us where it all started. Where are you from originally? And let's just hear about your life, your superhero origin story.
Well, I'm from Carrollton originally. I graduated from Carrollton High School quite a while ago. I mean, I look 25, but I'm actually 43. So
graduated a couple of years ago.
Just a couple years ago. So I am local. I have 3 kids, and in 2020, my kid's dad died, and my kids were really sad, and they were like, "Hey, Mom, let's make a TikTok." And I'm like, I'm not doing that. That's kind of dumb, you know. I don't even know how to dance. The Lord did not give me rhythm. but you know, my kids were grieving or whatever, and we made a TikTok, and it just kind of...
It was a way to do something together, you know?
Yeah, and it just kind of blew up, and now we're 6 years into it with millions of followers and people watching me every day. It's kind of crazy, actually.
That is genuinely crazy. Yeah. So, and of course, the likes are rolling in like crazy on this live stream. So, I'd love to ask first and foremost, I mean, as far as, what do you think that viewers resonated with? You know, because here you were being very vulnerable. You were in a very vulnerable time of your life.
Right, very, very vulnerable, which is very hard for me. Like, the people that follow me and know me, they know that I've not always had the easiest life. So I am a person naturally that has a guard up, and it's hard for me to be vulnerable, but it's also very important for me to be transparent and real and be authentic. And I think that's one thing that brings people in, that they know, like, okay, like, I'm not the only one dealing with this struggle. I mean, my first viral video, I was like, hey, are y'all missing forks and spoons from your house? Because I have 12 butter knives and I have no forks and no spoons. And everybody's like, wait a minute. I think my kids are throwing away my forks and spoons as well. So then it just kind of just like spiraled into, hey, what y'all doing? What are y'all doing today? I'll call you back later. Okay, bye. And, even my friends, when I talk to them on the phone, when we end our conversation, I'm like, okay, bye. So it's very important for me to be authentic and real, and just if you see me in Walmart, I want it to be the same as you see on the video. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. So I mean, you have the same energy and vibe with whether you're talking to a family member, talking to a friend, talking to your followers, on social media. So it started at first with dance videos, which are the bread and butter of TikTok. I mean, everybody's got dances.
Well, it started with my kids with dance videos. I was just there throwing like one arm up, like looking like I was twitching because I cannot dance. And then, after a few videos, my kids were like, okay, Mom, this is kind of lame. People are liking this too much. And they kind of just like ventured out, and I just kind of just took over the videos. It was COVID. I was bored. I was working from home. And
what kind of work were you doing at the time?
I worked at Print Pack at the time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I worked at Print Pack. So a little background. I went to University of West Georgia. I graduated with a degree in psychology and sociology. I went and I was a counselor at a college and lost that job. And so I went to Print Pack and got a job in corporate America. And eventually, when social media took off, I became an entrepreneur. And I was like, I'm going to have faith of a mustard seed and do this full time. And so I did. And it's been great.
This is why I love to get the background.
Yeah.
Psychology.
Yeah.
Counselor.
Yeah.
That tracks. Well, because it's like, I feel like you're probably very much an empath. You relate to people.
Very, very much. And I'll talk about that a lot. I'm like, I'm an empath. I attract narcissists. Which is not a good thing.
It's a tragedy.
It is a tragedy.
Usually they do.
And I love a good narcissist. And that's been one thing I've had to deal with on my healing journey that I talk about. But yeah, my background is in psychology and sociology. I have a bachelor's degree in that, and I have a master's degree in business.
See, I feel like sometimes that empathy, it really goes both ways. Like when you're around people, you really connect to them, you really hear them. And but I think that genuine nature flows out of the screen too when you're making content, when you're making media, because you allow yourself to be to connect with the viewers as well, right? And I imagine that's probably has its ups and downs. I mean, you're very open with your followers, you put it all out there. Has that ever bounced back negatively? Like, have you ever had negative interactions? I mean, I'm asking this knowing full well that the internet is so...
Of course. One thing I've had to learn in this entire process is, I pick and choose what I show people. Like, there is part of my life that I keep private, of course, but there's a lot of stuff that I'm open about. I mean, and just yesterday, I have a hate page that was making fun of my big toe.
I mean, first of all, and just heads up, if there's a hate page about your big toe, I mean, can you imagine living a life where you're obsessing over another person that much that you have to do that?
I can't imagine it, but it happens.
No, how did this start? Okay, hold up. Well, because you're like doing your nails or something and somebody tries to hate on your toe?
Oh, no, it had nothing to do about nails. I was, I think I was meal prepping or something, and we were going to Aldi to get groceries to meal prep because I'm real big into the gym. Sometimes I'll post my gym videos or whatever, and I think I just did a screen where I was wearing flip-flops, and they were like, we don't like her toe.
Great. So they started. See, I think this is great for listeners to understand. Like, there is a real world consequence to having a lot of followers or to being seen. Of course, the good is amazing. You can have impacts on the community, and we'll talk later about some of the community outreach efforts to help those in need that you and your followers have facilitated over the past few years. But like that pendulum swings the other way too. So I mean, there are entire pages just dedicated to hating.
It can be terrible. I mean, you honestly have to have thick skin. And I never knew until I got into this and people were watching me every day, the mental struggle that, you see celebrities all the time have a mental thing. And I don't consider myself a celebrity. I consider myself a normal person. But I mean, it's everything from body shaming to how your toe looks, to the outfit you wear, to the way you speak. I mean, they criticize everything. And you really have to know who you are and be firm in yourself and be true to you, or it's going to destroy you, like mentally.
Well, you are a former counselor. You have a degree in psychology. You know better than anybody that hurt people.
They do.
I mean, how do you take it in stride? Is that part of it? Knowing that people that do this are running from something, or they don't want to work on something in themselves. Like, how do you juggle that? How do you balance that?
Well, I mean, I just have to take it, with a grain of salt, because everything you do in life, there's going to be a pro and there's going to be a con, and this is just one thing with it. And I know who I am, and I know every day the things I do and wake up and I understand that not everyone is going to like you. They're not going to be accepting of what you do, and you just have to brush it off, and you have to use it as motivation and say, you know what, I'm going to go harder. I'm going to go better. And just keep pushing it to the side. And it's also important that I push forward through it to set a good example to the other people who follow me, because I have a lot of children who follow me. I've wrote 6 or 7 children's books. They're all true stories based on my French bulldogs. So
that's coming up in the next segment, because I have a lot of questions about the kids' books.
So it's
but kids are a big part of your audience.
Yes, they are a big part of my audience, and I love that. And when I was doing my counseling and I was in there and I prayed, and I'm very open with my faith. I'm like, I don't feel like I'm where you want me to be, and this was never my plan. This was never nothing I wanted to do. I'm actually shy and introverted in person, and I just feel like this was the Lord's way of saying, this is where I want you. I want you to use your testimony, your story, and help other people. So I just kind of roll with it.
Excellent. Well, time is 8:40. We're about to take that first commercial break. Before we do, real quick, just because I'm curious, I'm getting to know you, and shout out to all of Crystal's followers that are tuning in right now. I'd love to ask 3 bands or musicians you like.
3 bands or musicians.
Yeah. What kind of music do you like?
Coldplay, Yellow is my favorite song.
Such a good song. That whole album.
Yes.
The whole Parachutes album is unbelievable.
Is my favorite song. I am a huge Michael Jackson fan.
Dig it. So you're not a Prince girl. You're an MJ girl.
I'm a Michael Jackson fan. I was a kid. I wore the glove. I wanted to be him. So,
much better dancer.
Yeah. So bad. Yeah, he's a much better dancer.
No, I'm saying you are, but whatever.
Oh, well, whatever. And then the other one, I am a 90s country fan and a 90s hip-hop fan. So I don't, it depends on my mood.
You got a little Project Pat. You got a little got a little Martina McBride over here.
One day I may be Reba Fancy, the other day I may be Tupac Hit 'Em Up. It just depends.
I think that's the quote of the week, ladies and gentlemen. Time is 8:41. We're going to go ahead and knock out that commercial break, but when we come back, we will continue our conversation with social media influencer and all-around gem, Crystal Williamson, as we chat more about her story, her influence on and relationship with her followers, as well as her podcast, children's books, beauty line, a shirt shop, so much more after this commercial break. Thank you again to our sponsors, Tanner Health and Oak Mountain Academy.
Imagine a place where every heartbeat is monitored with the utmost care, where emergencies are met with swift attention, and where cutting-edge technology enables precise and timely treatments. At Tanner Health, every patient's journey is a testament to resilience, a story of strength, healing, and hope. We go beyond treatment to redefine what compassionate care truly means. That's Tanner Health. That's care redefined. Learn more at tanner.org.
Do the math. At Oak Mountain Academy, our average graduating class has just 12 students. We celebrate a 100% graduation rate with more than $10.5 million in college scholarships offered. Plus, 96% of our students are accepted into their top choice college. Do the math. Can you see the value of an OMA education? I'm Patrick Uran, head of school at Oak Mountain Academy, and I'm here to help you do the math. For more information, visit us at oakmountain.us so that you can discover your journey on the mountain, where every path leads to purpose.
we're back to Community Voice. I'm your host, Josh Engel. Thank you for tuning in to this Friday's episode with Crystal Williamson, social media influencer, and all-around great gal. We're having such a good time this morning in the studio. A quick reminder to our listeners, we are currently live streaming this morning's episode with Crystal on our WLBB News Talk 1330 Facebook page, as well as our Grata Communications YouTube. So if you have any questions or comments for our guests, please do not hesitate. Jump into the chat. We'd be happy to read those out to them. Crystal, you know, we're in show business, right? In radio, and production's very important. And you know, there are things sometimes you can't predict. Sometimes the power goes out and the generator's got to kick on, you know, or sometimes the antennas go haywire or whatever. But sometimes the mic is too hot. You know, we're having mic issues. So when we opened up the show, it was so loud, right? You can never predict how production goes, and you can never predict the cost. Maybe we could speak a bit before we get into your children's books and some of the impact you've had on your community and the community at large. Maybe we could talk a bit about the production of your videos. Like, now that you have all these followers, and you know you are like queen of the side quests. You know, you're going on these different adventures and working on fitness and nutrition and whatever else. Could you talk a bit about the production? Like, have you ran into any headaches in the production of your videos, or do some of them cost a lot or expensive to make it happen?
Some of them, I mean, I can record a video in like 15, 20 seconds and it looks great. And then others, I'm sitting there editing them for 2 or 3 hours.
Really? What's the like just the different style of video?
Yeah, the different style of video. Like if I'm in the gym and I'm putting together a gym clip, I'm like, oh God, it looks stupid right here. Or then you'll have someone that'll walk in front of it and then you have to edit certain parts out. You know, you want the video to flow, especially on the podcast. You know, that can take some editing unless you're doing it live. So, and that's another thing I think people don't think of. They're like, oh God, she just gets up here and she records this video for 30 seconds and we're going to make fun of her toe. They don't know that this work, you know, sometimes it takes 4 to 6 hours to record these videos. And then like, if I am doing a promo video or an advertisement for a certain company, or Walmart sends me something in to advertise, then they send you a whole list of things. I need this, and you're going through it. Okay, I got to do this. I got to do this. So there is like strategic planning behind it, and in certain things that you have to do to make this successful.
So, I mean, brand partnerships, that changes the context right there, you know,
Correct.
because all of a sudden it's like you want to do right by your followers to make sure that you get across the information about why they might want to consider this. And of course, to the company you're partnering with, you want to make sure that you do a great job showing it off. I mean, yeah, people, they never realize the work that goes into it. And here you are, and you're a one-person team.
One-person team, and I get thousands of messages every day, thousands of emails every day. People don't always see behind the scenes, you know.
Well, I appreciate you coming on the show, and we get a little behind-the-scenes look, you know,
right.
getting to ask you a little bit about it. This is cool. This is a different context, which I hope you'll come on the show again.
I will, of course.
I love
this. Actually,
it's such a change of pace. I dig it.
Actually, when I was younger, I wanted to be a news reporter, like
Really?
April from the Ninja Turtles.
Oh, my God. I'll get you a yellow trench coat. Colin, can we make that happen? We got a reporter right here.
So this is my dream.
My man, Colin. And thank you. Shout out to Colin for that question about the production. That was a great question. I hadn't even considered. I mean, you're a one-person team, and you have to work really hard to make this happen.
I do.
So speaking of working hard, so we kind of touched on brand partnerships, but, you know, you have parlayed this experience, this adventure you're on, being an influencer and engaging with followers and fans across the world, into a lot of achievements, really. I mean, you mentioned earlier a bit about your children's book. I'd love to talk more about those, all 7 of them, or 6, one of those, 6, 7.
Something.
I hate saying 6 or 7 because I always do, and then someone in the room does that. But you also, of course, have the podcast, which I'd love to hear more about, and we can get into the skin line and shirt business later here. But I would love, if we could, let's jump into the children's books. How did that happen? Okay,
so I have French bulldogs. In my French bulldogs, if someone walks them on the green belt, they're like, that's Duke, that's Kobe. And so I went through a really hard time last year. I went through a divorce, and lots of unfortunate things happened. And so I was like, I'm going to write a devotional book, because anyone going through what I'm going through right now, I'm going to write a devotional book. And I took a lot of quiet time last year during my divorce, and I just wrote a lot. And that's something that I've always done, even as a kid. did a lot of art. I did a lot of writing. And so came back from Florida. I went down there to stay with my aunt just to get away. And Duke and Falcon, all my dogs are named after sports teams. Duke, Falcon, Kobe after Kobe Bryant, Griffey after Ken Griffey Jr., and Nola from New Orleans, but that's a whole different story. But anyway,
Probably a really good one too.
Right, a really good one. So anyway, I came home and my dogs were missing, and so my son went to find them. It was a whole story, and my son, jokingly, Mason, my middle child, which everyone says is my favorite, but he's not. I love them all equally. Said, "Mom, you've been writing a devotional. You need to write a book about these crazy dogs." So I did a little research, and I was like, wait a minute, I can go to Kindle KDP, and I can self-publish these and write them myself and put them on Amazon. And I did. And so we got Duke and the Runaway Twins. We got Kobe and the Ghost Chicken. Kobe is a Merle Frenchie, and she does not like any other thing that moves. So she used to be my dog that I would say, that chicken is loose, go get it. And she would bring it back to me. We got Duke's Big Move, which talks about the dogs moving after my divorce. We got Griffey's Big Scare, which just released last month.
The Halloween book or something.
No, he actually went to the hospital.
Oh, that's scary.
And he had to stay for like 3 or 4 days. He was sick. And then we have Chicago and Peaches, which is that's my son's dog that became best friends with my daughter's cat. And then we have a coloring book.
Oh my God!
I know.
So, now I have to ask, just because I'm curious. Do you play a role in is your family? Are they families in?
Oh, they're all
the
100% true stories.
Love that. So like you appear in the books,
yes,
like as a character.
Yes,
as you.
I'm Mom.
What? Okay, so. All right. Well, can folks get these books on?
They can get them on Amazon.
Amazon?
Crystal Harper Williamson, and it will pull all of my books.
Gonna have to check those out. How about the podcast?
The podcast is something that I started. I was like, I want this to be a place where we can talk about anything. A testimony, a trial, real life, whatever. And I started off, and it took me a minute to get going, and it got going. And then, of course, I started the skincare business with Brent, and he was like, let's do this podcast. He has his podcast studio, so now we got a lineup. We're really kicking it off and going hard with it next week. And so I'm so excited about that, where you just sit down and you talk and you just,
I love that.
Yeah.
Like we're doing here. I mean,
Right.
It's just great to have an opportunity just to decompress and flesh out things and talk a bit about the all sides of life.
Right.
There is a beautiful balance of the difficult and the easy, and we live it every day.
Yeah,
so to
we
get to
do.
talk about that on the podcast. And before we take that last commercial break, I did want to. It was so funny because I was like, it's so odd. There's no comments. I was like, I figured there'd be a few comments on the live stream, and then I refreshed it. Yeah, there's just
there's comments. Okay, good.
Yeah. Lisa Hayes is watching from the Outer Banks of North Carolina. We got Garcia Familia Mundi. She says, yes, Crystal. Sherry's saying, Hopewell, Virginia, checking in. Rosie Cannon, yes, I love that she's making it on her own. Yeah, she's crushing it. Dream big, pretty lady. We got a bunch of heart emojis coming in, letting us relate to so much of her personal life and experiences. That was Rosemary Hedden. And Rosemary, I think that really captures it. You give folks the opportunity to connect with you and to not feel so alone,
Yeah.
I mean, in life, things are difficult. And just, you're a very upbeat, happy person. But I mean, throughout this story, you touch on these hardships that you went through. And I think it's amazing that you can take that pain and put it into something productive. We're going to go ahead and take that last commercial break. When we come back, we're going to talk to Crystal a bit about her and her followers' great service to the community during the Hurricane Helene disaster, as well as some other ventures that she's got going on. But I look forward to it. So Community Voice brought to you by Tanner Health and Oak Mountain Academy.
Imagine a place where every heartbeat is monitored with the utmost care, where emergencies are met with swift attention, and where cutting-edge technology enables precise and timely treatments. At Tanner Health, every patient's journey is a testament to resilience, a story of strength, healing, and hope. We go beyond treatment to redefine what compassionate care truly means. That's Tanner Health. That's care redefined. Learn more at tanner.org.
Oak Mountain Academy specializes in a customized designed academic approach tailored to meet the needs of our families. Our lower division prepares students with the necessary foundation to build excellence. Our middle division provides students with over 15 course offerings, providing them with opportunities to explore their talents and gifts. Our upper division provides personalized academic journeys, allowing them to achieve their dreams. I'm Patrick Uran, head of school, inviting you to journey with us. For more information, visit us at oakmountain.us, where every path leads to purpose.
And we're back to Community Voice. May 29th, I believe is what I said earlier. Thank you so much for everyone who is joining in on the Facebook live stream, as well as our Gradic Communications YouTube stream this morning for our program with Crystal Williamson. What a joy she's been. Love getting to get some of her background, hear a bit of her story. If you're just checking in, you can check out Crystal Williamson on TikTok, Instagram, all the social medias, Facebook. You can check out her books on Amazon under Crystal Harper Williamson. Check out all the saga of the books about her animals, her and her family's animals. Definitely going to be checking those out. So before we run out of time, during Hurricane Helene, you had this. I mean, it's a tough position to be in, to have all these followers and the moral qualities of that. Like, how can you help take that to do good or bring good into the world? And you and your followers found a way during the Hurricane Helene disaster. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I've always been really, really big into community outreach. Even when I was in college, I did an internship at Tanner in community outreach. It's always been very important for me to give back. And that's one thing with this platform. Like, I wanted it to be something I could make a change with, I can make a difference with. I remember being a kid listening to Michael Jackson song, gonna make it, yep. The song. Anyway, and during Hurricane Helene, it actually quite literally broke my heart. And I remember sitting there thinking, what can I do? I can do something. And it was a crazy thought at the time. I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to do it. And I prayed about it, and I thought about it, and I was like, look, I'm going to rent the biggest U-Haul I can. Look, guys, this is what I'm doing. If you want to help donate, I will go to Tractor Supply. I will pick up the order, do your call-in order, pick it up. And I went Tractor Supply, I went to Ace Hardware, I went to Walmart. I picked up everyone's orders that they sent in, and I drove 3 trucks up there to
No way.
Yeah, to North Carolina. I went to Marshall. I went to Swannanoa twice.
Whoa.
It was it changed my life.
Shout out to you and your followers.
They
needed that. It was wiped out up there.
It changed my life. I'm about to cry. I saw some terrible, terrible things, and it really put in perspective of how fortunate we can be sometimes, and how sometimes we choose sometimes to turn a blind eye to other people going through really hard times. And it really showed me the things that we can do as a community to bring people together, and how we can make a positive impact if we just put our differences to the side. So I've done lots of community things. Like, one thing I'm trying to do right now, my friend Alicia, her son was diagnosed with leukemia. So I'm really working now to try to figure out how I can help her. It's very, very important to me that I use this following to give back somehow, because this is nothing that I did on my own. I think this was all God and all the people that follow me, and I'm just the vessel in it that's being used. And I really try to do good with it, That's incredible.
I mean, and that raises the vibration of, rising tides raise all ships. And I could not imagine a better use of your influence, of your following. So shout out to you and your followers for doing good in the world. Time is flying by. We only have about 2 minutes left.
Okay, all right, it's going fast.
I'm telling you, it speeds by. If we could, just before we leave, touch on the Unpolished Beauty and Lid Shirt Shop.
Okay, Lid Shirt Shop was started about 6 years ago after the kid's dad died. My daughter was like, I want to make a shirt with my dad's face on it, and then it's just something she liked to do. Lid Shirt Shop, LYDS. So that's her thing, that she makes the shirt. She does that. And then Unpolished Beauty It's my skincare line. We have skincare, all natural ingredients, no preservatives, no sulfates. Brent Harris is my partner on that. Y'all know Brent, local. Brent and Anna are great. South Magnolia is the marketing team with that. Awesome. We have soap, shampoo, all that, and it's been great. It's been a joy.
Thank you for touching on that. I wanted to make sure we touched on it before you left, because it's just, this is all of the things we just talked about really came from your son, your kids being like, hey, help us make a video.
Yeah.
Let's make a video.
Yeah.
Don't be bummed out. Let's make a video.
Yeah, I mean, it opens so many doors, and also hard work and dedication on my end, not to give up, but just like chasing your dreams, chasing your opportunities. Like, don't ever let someone tell you cannot do something. Get out there, do it, take control, take advantage, make it happen.
I could not agree more. Absolutely. We're almost out of time. Where can folks learn more and follow you on all your socials and everything?
Well, Crystal Williamson, Crystal Harper Williamson. A quick Google search will find me.
Yeah, I bet it will.
Yeah, a quick Google search will find me. But I'm here, and it's been great. And I appreciate everyone that loves me and follows me, and I love y'all and so much. And even the ones that hate me, I still love y'all too. And y'all do entertain me on my dark days, talking about my big toe.
Let's say your big toe loves them too. Thank you so much, Crystal.
You're welcome.
It's been a blast. Appreciate you coming to the studio.
No problem.
And to everyone who tuned in with us, I hope you all have a great weekend. We'll see you next time.